Hello, y'all. This is Jim Mann with Homestyle Southern Cooking. Listen to me saying y'all. You would think after 20 years of being in Mexico that I wouldn't be saying y'all, but all my Mexican friends tease me about saying y'all to them. So today I'm going to bring you a very special recipe. It's my go-to recipe for pumpkin bread. A couple of videos ago, I told you that my favorite flavor in the whole world, and it is pumpkin. If it can be made out of pumpkin, I've made it, from cookies to fudge to creamers to everything. So today we're going to make a pumpkin bread, and if you want one that's perfect every time and this is one. I'm going to use 1/3 a cup of oil. It can be any oil that you want to use, okay? To that, I'm going to add 3 eggs. That's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, I've got 3 eggs added to that. To that, I'm going to add 1 cup of pumpkin. Now, I have a hard time finding pumpkin down here. This is a brand that's Mississippi Belle, but y'all can get the other brands there in the States. So I'm going to measure out 1 cup of pumpkin. It's almost the whole can, but not the whole can. So I try to take the other and use it for whatever I can use it for. One of these days, I'm just going to try putting the whole can in there and see what happens. I'm sure nothing will happen, but anyhow, I've got a cup of pumpkin. That's going to go in here. You set these 2 things out of the way. And then I'm going to add 1.25 cups of sugar. And before I put the other ingredients, I'm going to sort of mix this together just a little bit. Just sort of get that pumpkin stirred up with the eggs, make sure the eggs get all in there together. Now, then you're going to add 2 1/3 cups of your favorite biscuit flour, okay? This happens to be the one that begins with the B, but there are a lot of different biscuit flours out there. This is 2 1/3 cups. I'm going to set this out of the way. I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Then I'm going to stir all this together. Speaking of pumpkin, I'll tell you a funny story. They're not new anymore. A few years ago in the States, Hershey's came out with pumpkin kisses, and my daughter saw them when she was in one of the stores in the States, and she got a couple bags, and when I went home for Christmas, she had them laying on the bed for me. Well, I opened them and immediately fell in love with them. I thought, oh my goodness, these. So I went back and bought a few more bags to take home with me. And it's the type thing that they don't carry year round. It's just like in November and October and December. So the next year I asked her, I said, when you go to the store, I said, I know this sounds crazy. I said, but get me about 25 bags of them. And I said, when I come home, I'll just pack them. And when I come back to Mexico, I'll put them in the freezer. They'll stay kept. And I said, what I'll do is every time that I want a treat, at nighttime I'll go in there and get me 1 or 2 pumpkin kisses. So she got them. So she told me, she said that she was at the counter, and she said that she just had her cart there, and she just raked all of them into her basket. And then she looked up, and there was a woman looking at her and said, ma'am, you must really love those things. So every time I think about those pumpkin kisses, I think about Jennifer and what it must have looked like scraping, all the pumpkin kisses off the shelf into your cart. Anyhow, one of my craziest stories. I still love them, by the way. To this, I'm going to add 1/2 cup of raisins. Now, if you want to use currants in these, you can use currants. Sometimes I spice it up. Instead of using raisins, I'll break pecans up and put pecans in it. That's good also. It's just a matter of preference, what you prefer, and I'd like to make it a little bit different. Okay, as you can see, this is well stirred up now, and all the raisins and everything's incorporated in it. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to take, I have a 5x9 loaf pan. I'm going to take my loaf pan and I'm going to spray it very generously. Because sometimes when the raisins get on the bottom, it want to stick sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. So let me get my spatula out of here. Okay. All right, and now we'll pour this into my loaf pan. The flavor of this, matter of fact, I made this just the other day, and I had some yesterday in the evening with a cup of coffee. It's so good. It's the type of bread that you want to keep around all the time. I sort of pat it out on the top a little bit. I'm not going to do it today, but sometimes I'll take and I'll sprinkle a little bit of sugar on the top of it and everything. Okay, but I'm not going to do it today. I've got my oven preheated to 350 degrees. I'm going to put this in there for about 55 minutes and test it. What I will do is, when I think it's ready, I'll pick it up. If it's not jiggling in the middle, I'll know it's done, or I can use a toothpick. So I'm going to put it in the oven right now. And I'll be back in about an hour to see you, and I'll show you the finished product. Okay, I just looked in the oven and it looks like it's done. It cooked about 50 minutes, maybe 55 minutes. So let's get it out. And there we go. There is your pumpkin bread. Like I said, I wish that you could smell this. I mean, it's just phenomenal. Let me put this down and get a hot mat so I can set this down on the hot mat. Okay, what I'm going to try to do now is I've got a plate right here, and I'm going to see if I can. I should let it cool a little bit, but I'm going to see if I can get this to come out so I can show you. We will see. No, it needs to cool a little bit before it comes out. I just took it out of the oven, so oh, there we go. Okay. And let me put it on the plate. And there is your pumpkin bread. It's too hot to cut right now. So what I did, I remember I told you yesterday morning, I made one. So I had 2 slices left. And that's what it looks like when it's cut open. It's full of raisins and the cinnamon. And the flavor is just, the smell and the flavor is unbelievable. I have a lot of recipes for pumpkin bread and pumpkin cake, but this is the best. It's quick, it's easy. This is one you need to add to your recipes. So till next time, I'm Jim in Mexico. Please, if these have been helped you, please like and subscribe to the channel and let me know that you like them. Until next time, I'll be seeing you. Adios is goodbye. God bless.